Hi there. Can you hear me, Johnny? I see you. Can you hear me now?
Uh-oh.
Yep, I can. I can hear you.
I can hear, but I don't see. Let me see. There we go. I think I got you.
Good. So we're going to have a few more join us. So just sit tight for a minute. How are you today?
Good, thanks.
I'm actually going to record our training tonight so other
Oh,
folks can watch it
good.
later.
Awesome, awesome. And we can review.
Oh, you're cutting out a little bit.
Or not, I told her. How was the thing on Saturday?
Oh, the memorial service. It was so
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, it was at the park. It was really lovely. So the weather was perfect and
Oh,
the
good,
people who shared did a really wonderful job. It was very sweet.
good, good. I wanted to come, but we had such a busy day. So
Oh, okay. Okay.
next time.
Okay, so we're just waiting for a few more to join us. Joy is with us. Are you driving home?
Definitely. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, it's a little blurry, but sorry.
Okay. I'll try to be. Probably what I'm going to do is I'll figure out how to put it on mute so that the background doesn't drive you guys crazy. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm on mute now.
So we're waiting for a few more. And we're actually going to be recording the training, our video time together here, so some other folks can watch it tomorrow.
There we go.
And I'm going to step away real quick. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and start. Thank you so much for joining us. So my name is Kim Swaney, and I'm the director of CareNet Women's Resource Center. And this evening, we're going to be talking a little bit about what it looks like for volunteers to help out remotely by answering questions that come up on the chat through our website. So let's just take a moment and open up in prayer. So pray with me. Father God, Lord, we thank you so much for the gift of life. We know that each life is precious, and God, we just continue to ask for your help at CareNet, that we might be able to come alongside these women and the men as they're making these important decisions about their pregnancy. We pray that they would choose life and that they would feel supported and cared for through the CareNet ministry. God, we pray for each of the volunteers. We thank you for their time, their service, their sacrifice. And God, we just pray that you would speak through us, that you would inspire us with words to say and ways to care for people. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, so if you have not yet received it, you'll be sent a Word document that I've put together, kind of typing up some sample questions, some sample answers, and kind of some guidelines of the chat. So the first thing is definitely take a tour. If you have not already come to CareNet, you want to be familiar with the services that we provide. And coming to take a tour is really the best way to do that. You can also feel free to come in and collect some of the resources that we have in our library on the wall. if you wanted to get some more details about all those pregnancy options that we go over with the clients, the women in the clinic. So for the most part, we're anticipating that young women are going to be the ones on the website, maybe their partners or other family members, and they're going to be interested in making an appointment at CareNet. And so we kind of want to find out, what their questions or their concerns are. And we want for you to be comfortable explaining what some of the services are at CareNet. And then that way, if people are asking for services that are outside the scope of what we do, you can go ahead and tell them, oh, we actually don't do that at CareNet. At CareNet, this is what we do offer. And then you can let them know, okay? So the list of free and confidential services would include pregnancy testing, a nurse consultation, information about the pregnancy options, lots of support, and possibly an ultrasound to find out if it's a viable pregnancy, see if there's a heartbeat, let them know how far along they are. And then of course we do offer the ongoing support in terms of parenting classes and get a mentor mom or mentor dad. And of course, all the free stuff in our beautiful baby boutique, right? The clothing, the diapers, the strollers, all those things. For the most part, I think people are going to be asking about the clinic services. So that's what we're going to focus on. And it is important to know that at CareNet, we do our best to accommodate walk-ins. So, if they call or they chat and they say, hey, can I just come in right now? We'll do our best to meet their needs, but really it depends on the staffing that day and how full the schedule already is. So I always tell them, yes, we do take walk-ins, but it's really best if you make an appointment so that we don't keep you waiting. And I feel like that's a nice way to let them know. So as you're thinking about, how you might respond on the chat, I want to remind you that one of the core values of CareNet is the kindness and just that everybody feels welcome. When they walk in the door, when they call us, when they interact with us, they want to know that CareNet is a safe place and that they can be themselves. They can get real options. They can get factual information and not feel judged at all. So we want them to feel welcome. So that's why we've selected you guys as possible volunteers, because we know that you guys can really show the love of Christ and just be kind to people, right? So as we're trying to set the tone for a chat, we might say things like, hi, I'm here to help. Any questions for me? When they start talking to us and explaining what their needs or their concerns are, we might say, I understand. You want to be a little careful with the word okay, because that might be the same as a yes. So for example, if they're asking for abortion and we say okay, we don't want them to misunderstand, because we don't do abortion, we don't refer for it. So we do want to be clear about that. But we understand what they're asking for. So it might be better in that case to say, I understand, rather than okay. And we can just say nice things like, thanks for reaching out, or good question, and then answer. So again, the services that we provide are totally free. So if people are asking, hey, do you take Medi-Cal? Do you take my insurance? Let them know that all the services at CareNet are totally free. When the office staff talk to the potential clinic patient, they'll ask additional questions and do a little bit of screening just to find out that they're appropriate for our services. So for example, if a woman calls and says, hey, I want to get in for a pregnancy test, but maybe she is like 9 months pregnant and hasn't seen a doctor yet, CareNet's not the best place for her. We're going to be giving her phone numbers of local OB doctors and other referrals. So some of what we do is provide the direct services, and sometimes we're just giving outside referrals for other programs to meet people's needs, because we're so well connected in the community. And there's so many wonderful supportive programs in the Antelope Valley for those that are low income or pregnant or parenting, so sometimes we're just giving resources and referrals. I will make sure that you guys all have the medical referral list, and you're welcome to give names and numbers from the list. But for the most part, you're just going to be referring people to CareNet. So you're going to want to know the hours that we're open, because you want to point them to the office. So you want to encourage them to either call the office during office hours. And that would be Monday through Thursday, 10 to 5. Friday, we're open 11 to 5. Or you want to ask them for their first name and their phone number so that we can call them back. Okay, and when I say we call them back, I don't mean you guys call them back. It's really important that our volunteers who are answering the chat. Oh, we got another gal join us, sorry. So it's really important that for those of you who are staffing the chat, please never give out your cell number. Don't use your personal email. Don't use your your personal phone to communicate or try to follow up with anybody through the chat. Okay, we want to just use the TalkTo app, and then of course the CareNet office staff will go ahead and call from the office. I'm using our office phone to call that potential client if we do have a name and a phone number. Okay. Hi, Nicole. Thanks for joining us. So we talked about the importance of just being. I miss it. We talked about the importance of being kind and compassionate, and the importance of understanding the services that CareNet provides. And you've already come for your tour, which is great. Now remember that the people who land on our website could be anywhere on planet Earth, technically, right? If they have internet, they could land on our website. So you'll actually see there will be a little kind of an ID number of that individual, so that the app will keep track if that person is returning to our website, if they've been there before and they're coming back, you'll see that. Or the little flag, if they're from another country, it'll be that flag instead of the US flag, and you'll really know they're out of area. But sometimes it's just helpful to say our Lancaster office opens tomorrow at 10. And then maybe they'll say, oh, I'm in San Diego, or, I'm in another state. Can you help me? And there is a website called Option Line. And so you guys will have that listed on the information that I'll provide you. There's an 800 number, and you can either call that or tell them to call that, and they can provide their zip code of the area where they live, and then they can find a free pregnancy center in their area. Okay. So that would be like nationwide. If they're calling from Australia, I guess they're on their own. I don't know. But for the most part, hopefully they're looking for services in our area. But that could happen. Okay. So one of the most difficult questions that come on the phone during the office hours, or maybe on the chat, would be that person who's really determined to seek an abortion. So thank God they're coming to us with questions, right? We can be really grateful that they reached out, because we are a great source of information, support, options, and we want to be able to give them information as they're making decisions about their pregnancy. So they might say something like, I took an abortion pill already, and now I've changed my mind. Can you help me? And in that case, we would say, it might not be too late. Some women have changed their mind, and there is a hotline for the abortion pill reversal. And you guys will have that listed on your form as well. So that would be a good number to have handy just in case that were to ever come up. And then of course, during office hours, we would want to make contact with that woman right away to maybe get her in for an ultrasound immediately to see if she still has a viable pregnancy. But through the hotline, the helpline with abortion pill reversal, they'll be able to connect her with a pro-life doctor who can actually prescribe something, which is actually progesterone, but you don't have to explain all that. They may be able to prescribe something to kind of counteract that abortion pill and save that pregnancy, which is pretty amazing. Now, if somebody is asking, you know, how much does abortion cost, or can I come in for an abortion appointment? My advice to you is to ask more questions, try to gather a little more information. What I don't want you to do is just say no, because that shuts down the conversation and then they're gone. You know, we'll never talk to them again. So I think it's important just to have some kind of a conversation, kind of slow things down. And you can ask them for more information, you know, like maybe how far along do you think you might be? Or have you had an abortion in the past? Just some kind of questions to kind of get them talking to you. One question that's not good to ask is why. People just feel a little bit judged when you ask why. It sounds a little bit critical. And of course, over the chat, it's kind of like texting. It's limited information. It's hard to really read the tone of something. So it's just better really not to ask the question why. One of the other really good questions for somebody who would be abortion minded is, have you had an ultrasound yet? And they'll probably say no. And then you can say, at CareNet, we offer free ultrasound. The ultrasounds would tell you how far along you are, and it can tell you whether or not it's a viable pregnancy. So research shows that 1 in 4 pregnancies naturally end in miscarriage, but through ultrasound, we can really get a clear look and see what's going on. So we'll be able to say, oh, this is a viable pregnancy. You know, there's a strong heartbeat, there's a moving baby, or the nurses can say, oh, it looks like you may be in the process of having a miscarriage, or you've already had a miscarriage, or it's not a viable pregnancy. And that's really helpful information for them to know before they move forward with abortion plans. And you might know that there are different types of abortion procedures, right? Different types of termination. And that might include an abortion pill or different kinds of surgical procedures. But it's decided, the type of ultrasound would be decided based on the age of the pregnancy. So regardless of what decision they're going to make, they really ought to have that ultrasound to really know what's going on with their body, what's going on with the pregnancy. So that's one way we might be able to get them in the center, is to say, well, we can offer you that free ultrasound. And then of course, the other thing that we can offer them and is, letting them know, we would be glad to sit and talk with you and go over all of your pregnancy options. You have options and you're not alone. We're here to help. We're here to support you. So, a lot of times when there's these unexpected pregnancies, the women just feel like they can't count on their partner, or they just feel really overwhelmed with their financial situation. They feel overwhelmed as a caregiver already. And those are some of the reasons why they're choosing abortion, or they feel pressured to choose abortion. And they kind of feel like they don't have any options, right? They feel like abortion's their only thing. And so when we're able, at CareNet, we're able to say, no, you have options. We're going to talk about all your options. And when I say pregnancy options, there's the options, right? Because we can talk about adoption and how adoption works. And we can talk about parenting and all the help and resources available to help with parenting here in the Antelope Valley. And then the third option is abortion. And at CareNet, we do talk about it because we want them to be informed about what's involved, the risks involved, and how it can really impact a woman's health and her mental health. So it's important for us to let these young gals know that at CareNet, we can give you information about all of your options as you're making decisions about your pregnancy. So, so you guys don't need to know all the details. You don't need to, you're not being expected to go through all the options counseling. I'm just trying to explain some of what happens, at the center, so you have a better idea. Now, one thing that's really important is, raise your hand if you're a nurse. I'm not a nurse. We got no. We cannot give medical advice when we're not a nurse, okay? You're representing a clinic, so anything that you suggest could be considered medical advice, right? So even if the person's like saying, oh yeah, I'm in my first trimester, I'm pregnant, I'm so nauseous, is there anything I can do? Can you help me before I can get to the office in the morning? You cannot explain what your Aunt Sally would do for nausea during pregnancy, okay? Whatever that remedy might be would then be considered medical advice. So whenever they start asking about medical symptoms of pregnancy, we need to be super careful. And we might even stop the conversation and just say, I'm not a nurse. You might want to call the CareNet office in the morning and ask to speak to one of our nurses. Or obviously if they're describing some kind of bleeding and pain and something that sounds pretty urgent, you might just let them know. If you're having an emergency, you might call down to the emergency room and talk to a nurse, or you might call 911, right? So you don't want to leave them waiting on you, on us, if they're truly having some type of emergency. But I don't really expect that to happen, much. I think people know. So let me just take any questions that you have. I've already covered a lot of information. Joni, do you have any comments or questions? So, there you go.
No, but I will listen to this again tomorrow. I'm glad you're recording it because you've been cutting in and out on me.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I'm the only one. We'll get the link.
Okay, sorry about that. Nicole, do you have any questions or comments?
I did. I had a quick question. With the reversal pill that you mentioned, when they call or they ask about that, is there typically a question of, will it cause birth defects if I try to reverse it at this point? Do you answer that, or?
So that sounds more like a medical question, right?
Sure.
So that's going to be information that they will get from that pro-life doctor when they have that consultation. So when it comes to, medical questions, number one, we don't want to give medical advice. Number two, we don't want to give them a reason not to go in to see the nurse or not to go in to see the doctor, right? Because if you're going to be her be all end all, she's not going to need to go see that doctor. So, so you might say something like, that's a great question. That's a great question for the doctor, kind of thing. So again, you're going to, for any kind of abortion pill reversal, you're going to want to guide them to that helpline, which is 24/7. You're also going to want to guide them to the website too, because there's actually a lot of good information on the reverseabortionpill.com website, which is going to be listed on your form that you get, for resources. So, but yeah, I can give you a lot of details about the reversal at another time because it's really fascinating. It's really amazing. yeah, and basically what it is that the abortion pill is not just one pill. It's a series of pills, and it's 2 different kinds of chemicals. So after the first series of pills, if they change their mind, it can be reversed and the pregnancy can be preserved, most likely, right? Every case is different, but the statistics are really good. But if they've already taken the rest of the regimen, that second chemical does not have an easy way to be undone. So that's kind of the simple way to explain it. But yeah, again, all you need to know is, to refer them to the hotline for that. And then of course, to let them make contact with our CareNet office as soon as possible too, because then we can do the next step and find out what they're needing at that time. If they need an ultrasound right away, we'll try to accommodate them, or anything else. So I'm going to go back to the idea of, like I said, the challenging questions are the ones where the woman or the person is abortion minded or abortion determined, as we say. So remember, I was saying, ask questions, try to understand a little more, find out if she's comfortable coming in to talk to somebody. At some point you do want to be clear though, that at CareNet, we do not do abortion and we do not refer out for abortion. So, to answer the original question, the answer is no, right? Because we don't do abortion. We want to be really clear about that. And before we ever set an appointment with somebody at the office, we're going to be clear about that over the phone. So they know exactly what services we do provide and what we don't provide, so that they're comfortable during their visit and they're well informed and they know how long they'll be there. They know what to expect. We want them to be really comfortable when they're with us in the office for their appointment. Okay. So I'm going to try to share my screen now and just give you a little glimpse into the app. So the app that you're going to download on your phone or use the website on your computer is called Talk2, TAWK.TO, Talk2. And it has a little green parrot, but here I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to see if I can share. Okay. So I don't know if you're able to see this screen or not. And if you're driving, Joya, you don't need to look at it. I can send it to you later. But you're going to be, once you've completed the training here with us, and you have an idea of what services CareNet does provide, and you're wanting to move forward with trying out staffing the chat, we're going to send you an email invitation to be an agent on our Talk2 account. So this is the little email that you're going to get in your inbox. And it's going to say you've been invited to join our Talk2 site. Please click the button below to create your account. So there's a green button right there. That's the link that you're going to click. That's going to take you to the app or to the website. And then you can, you'll give your first and last name. They'll already, I think, have your email address because that's how we set it up. And then you'll just put in a little login so that you can log in and log out when you're using it. Okay. And let's see if I can. I'll show you the next page. Sorry, one second. Okay. Okay, are you guys still seeing my screen? Let me go back.
Yes.
Okay, did you see that? Then it has a black strip on top and then my name.
I just see like as if you were doing a like a Word document.
Okay.
I think you have to for us to see something.
Let's see, let me stop sharing and then try to go back, share screen. Okay. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, because you get to pick the
Okay.
screen. usually.
So this
Oh, yeah.
is, if you'll see, there's kind of a black strip across the top. And then there's a little icon picture, and that's just the little avatar character image that I picked for me. So I am now a brunette. So many of our clients are Hispanic. So I just thought, I'm just gonna pick somebody with darker hair. So anyway, so that's you can pick your own little avatar there. And it says that I'm online. I can edit my profile. So by clicking on the little avatar picture, these are the options that drop down, okay? So you can see the fifth one down is desktop notifications or sound notifications and manage notifications. So if somebody is chatting and you're ready to serve them, your smartphone, your computer can either, send you a bell, a whistle, whatever, so that it comes to your attention so that you know to get on it. Okay, so so that's that. And then this is kind of what it's, you can see that. Are you guys seeing kind of the next image? It says monitoring, CareNet monitoring. Okay, I'm just going down the page here. So I had taken some screenshots from when I was on the website earlier. So if you use a computer, you're going to see all these options. If you choose to use your smartphone, it's going to be much more simplified. There's less things to click on. So, but the important thing is to look for monitoring. And on your smartphone, you're going to go to the 3 bars. If you click on the 3 bars, that's going to give you more information or more options, and then you're going to be able to see monitoring. If you click on monitoring, which I did earlier today, I found that there was an active person on our website. So as you can see, that person came from our website. They are from the United States because that's the flag, and then they have this, identification number that the computer knows. It tells us where it says pregnancy, that happens to be the page on our website that they came from. So they were interested in looking at information about pregnancy. And and then they had already been on the website for 1 minute and 56 seconds. So, but down, if I wanted to join that conversation, I would just click anywhere in that row near the flag or something, and it would give me the option to join the conversation. So let me show you. Let me show you what that looks like when you join. Okay. So I'm trying to make this as big as possible. Yeah, if there's anybody on, we do have some automatic comments that will pop up. Like right now it says, welcome to CareNet. If you need assistance, reply to this message, we can help. So I may be changing some of those automatic messages. I like they're a little bit too wordy, but we'll see. Or if you guys have suggestions on what would be good. So the visitor navigated to the contact us page. So you actually have this information. The computer tells you what pages this person has already searched on the website. So you know a little bit about the person. Here they looked at the pregnancy center. And then they had a question about abortion. Michelle, our teammate, our other agent, Michelle, she joined the conversation and asked how can we help? And then I'm not sure where the conversation went from there. I just kind of took a screenshot and kind of in the live heat of the moment when this chat was going on. So this is all that I captured in that moment. But everything that is said and typed, well, everything that's typed during a chat is recorded. So I can see it later, you can see it later. There's a history there. So in our account, everything that you type, everything that they type will be recorded. So for example, if you say, would you like to give me your name and number so that the CareNet office can call you, you don't have to remember their name overnight. It's going to be recorded in there. But you may want to create a new ticket to bring that to my attention. And there's a way you can create a ticket under messaging. And that way you can, where it says direct message, you can send one to me, Kim, or you can send one to Anne, which is Annie, our office manager, especially if it's a scheduling issue. Annie would be good. If it's more of like a community relations type question or something like that, then I'd probably be your person for that. But if there's something you just want to flag and you really feel like, you know, this really can't wait, I really want to make sure this gets to the CareNet staff so that they can follow up with it, then you're going to want to create a ticket or send a direct message. And what that does is that just shoots your little brief, quick message into my inbox in my email. Okay. Now, if you guys have other questions, though, you're welcome to call the office during office hours, or, you know, you're welcome to text me. But don't feel like you need to, you know, don't call or text me in the middle of the night. Okay, you guys are going to chat. You're going to do the best that you can. Hopefully you'll be doing this during some evenings, some weekends. But the idea is that we're going to have a nice army of agents staffing the chat so that the staff in the office are not overwhelmed or overworked. So we really, really appreciate your help. And we're going to be praying for you. We can be praying for one another. For the most part, the chat conversations, you know, for the most part, they're kind of short and sweet. And again, the purpose is just to kind of let them know when the office is open, what some of the services are that we can provide them, and give them some reassurance. So, and then Nicole, I think you're the only one that doesn't, well, maybe Joy, that I haven't sent the Word document to. So I'll make sure to send that to you so you have more resources and more of these sample questions. Okay, and you know what, if you're chatting with somebody and they mention that, you know, they've had a loss or some kind of trauma, some kind of drama, you know, it's okay to say, wow, I'm sorry. It sounds like you're going through a hard time. You know, can I pray with you now? You know, we do that over the phone. You know, if somebody is going through a hard time, and of course, over the phone, you can kind of hear the tone of their voice, and you know, if they're kind of tearful or something like that, you kind of tell. So over the chat may be harder, but just know that you're welcome to do that if you ever want to pray for somebody. You know, we always ask permission first. Like, hey, can I just pray with you for a minute? And then, you know, just kind of keep it short and sweet. But, you know, they may really feel supported and really helped by that. But certainly we don't expect your chat to go on for like, you know, 20 minutes or an hour or something like that. Because if you're chatting that long, then there's no reason for them to come into the center, right? Because you're answering all their questions and you're giving them all the information. But please know that at CareNet, in the center or in the clinic or through the parenting classes, we're really good at what we do. So, you know, let us do that at CareNet, and you're going to be kind of shepherding people into the office. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So thank you guys for your time. We have a really great group. I think we have like 16 people now that are going to be signed up for the chat. We're just about to the point where we can start really scheduling, you know, who's on what day. So it'd probably be good to have like maybe 2 people on each shift, so that if one person is in a chat and another message comes through, then that person can join that chat. Now, if Nicole joins a chat and she's answering someone's questions, and then I happen to hop on the app and I see that there's an active chat going on, it gives me the option to join because that green button comes up every time, but I'm going to choose not to join it because I'll just let Nicole take that one, right? We don't need to gang up on these people and have like a whole huge, group meeting. We'll just do one-on-one. Yeah, probably best. And then obviously if there's a question that you don't know the answer to, that's okay. Just be real, just be sincere about it and say, that's a great question. Let me, take down your name and number so that the office staff can get back to you and answer that question. Toya, you had a comment?
Yes. So here's my question. I think after listening, so what I'm gathering is the chat really is about driving people into the center, not counseling.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, good. Okay. Do you
Right,
ever get any people reaching out about the post-abortion program?
Sure. Yeah, and that's important for you to know about that. At CareNet, we do offer a post-abortion recovery group, and we offer that several times a year. And it's an amazing curriculum. It's a great group just to find healing and transformation after abortion. And that's open to the community and to clients and everybody. So, or it's even available to like you and your friends, or just, anybody who might benefit from, post-abortion healing. So that is another service that we do provide, and we can let people know. Yes, we provide it. If you want to save your seat for the next class, please, call CareNet so you can get on the list. Right, but just for you guys to know enough about it, you can say, yes, we do offer a post-abortion recovery group. It's amazing program. So many people just find healing and hope through that, or, just have something to say. You just want a little elevator pitch about it. So you don't have to go chapter by chapter explaining every point of the program, but you just want to have something positive and helpful to say about it, because you want to encourage them, because it's great. Okay. All right, well, really, we're just going to be learning as we go. This is a new adventure for us to really be expanding our office hours and really trying to reach young women where they're at, which is on their phone, right? So we're so happy to have your help with this. And really, we're going to kind of learn as we go and see what kinds of questions come up or what kind of answers are most helpful. And we can continue to share with one another. If you guys feel like, I don't really have a good answer to this particular question, let's talk about it. Let's come up with a good answer, and we can share that with everybody, because we want you guys to feel confident. We want you to be comfortable and, just have whatever information that you need. Okay. And we really do want to continue. When I say we, I mean me and my board of directors. We want to continue to improve and edit our website too, to make it more relevant. We want to add some video content. We want to really improve the quality of our website, and hopefully, be drawing more people to the website as well, by doing some different kinds of online marketing and things. So, all right, well, thanks for your time tonight. You're always welcome to call me at CareNet. And look forward to working together.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay. And then Nicole, if you want to stay after, then I can just cover a couple things maybe you missed. All right. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Good night.
Okay.